Guys, your question is how actually the firewall works, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how firewall works? The answer is firewall is just like a monitoring device. Just like a monitoring device. I'm just giving you an example. For example, this is your company network and this is the LAN network. Or inside the LAN network, we are using the private network or private IP, right? And for example, in your company, there are three different clients. Facebook is there, LinkedIn is there, YouTube is there. So definitely, guys, if there are three different clients, so I already told you different client have different network, right? Or different subnet we are assigning in the real-time company, right? Na? So for
Yes, sir.
example, in my company, we are using 192.168.1.0 or something this type of network. For example, we are using. So what I will do, I will assign 192.168.1.0/24. I assign Facebook to this network. For example, LinkedIn to LinkedIn, I assign 2.0/24, this network. And to YouTube, I assign this network. Any doubt? So there are three different clients, and all the three different clients I assign the different network. Now, next one is tell me every clients have different requirement. Yes or no? Yes,
Yes,
every
sir.
clients have different requirement. For example, Facebook. Facebook is using the different tools. Client LinkedIn will use the different tools, and YouTube will use the different tools. Yes or no? Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
sir.
So, for example, this is Facebook, and Facebook is using some tools. For example, Facebook is telling I need zoom.com. I'm just giving you example so you understand. Facebook is telling I want zoom.com. Facebook is telling I want uber.com. Facebook is telling I want zomato.com. Now next one is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is telling I want google.translate.com. LinkedIn is telling I want webex.com. LinkedIn is telling I want, for example, Instagram.com. So LinkedIn is telling that these are my requirement. These are the tool, that tool is my requirement. And same way, YouTube is telling I want WhatsApp.com, ChatGPT.com, and AI.open.com. So these are the three tools YouTube is telling I want these three tools. Now, as a network administrator, what you will do? See, for example, this is the LAN network. Definitely, there will be a access switch. Which switch, guys? Access switch. And that access switch will be connected with
D.
DL. Today I am going to discuss about the architect of the company. Okay. So this is the access switch. This is the DR. After the DR, generally we use the what? Palo Alto, or you can say the firewall.
Yeah.
Fine, everyone. So here I configure the firewall. And after that, we configure, there are multiple scenarios. We are not going to discuss these things, but try to understand here. For example, this is called complete LAN network. Yes or no? Yes. And after the
Yes,
for example, here is our PE device. What is PE? We will discuss later. Okay. And for example, this is my outside network. Fine. So this is LAN and this is WAN. Fine. And here is our firewall that is called Palo Alto. Done? Everyone, tell me. Is this clear to all
yes,
of
sir.
you?
Yes, yes.
Just allow a minute. Okay, cool. So what I told you guys, this is our LAN network and this is our WAN network and this is the firewall. So if you see the diagram and if you see the topology, what you are understanding? You are understanding this is the device and this device works like a mediator. Yes or no? Yes, I'm
Yes,
thinking this. Maybe you guys are thinking different, but yes, I'm thinking this device works like a mediator. Mediator means this is the device that will check all the traffic which is going from my LAN to WAN or WAN to LAN. Getting my point? Understand these things? Now,
yes, sir.
Generally on firewall, we configure multiple things. We are not going to discuss these things in a detailed way, but on firewall, we are discussing even the routing, even the static route, VLAN, multiple things. Okay. So we will discuss these things later, or if you are the part of our real-time classes, there we will discuss these things. But right now, just understand the basic thing. On PA, what we will do, we configure the policy. What we are doing, guys, we configure the or we create the policy. Fine. For example, I create the policy. For example, the company name is TCS. So I create the policy TCS hyphen web browsing Facebook. This is the name. This is nothing. This is the name. So when you read this line, basically, generally, whatever the policy you are creating, you need to write the name of that policy. Fine. And the name of policy should be like, for example, if any engineer will visit on your firewall or log into the firewall, they can easily understand, yes, this is the policy and this policy belongs to this project. Getting my point, everyone? For
Yes, sir.
example, I am new. I join any company and I log into the firewall. How I understand this policy belongs to which project? Getting my point? I read the name, and when I read the name, I can easily understand, yes, this is TCS. It means this is for my company. Web browsing. So web browsing means this is related to the internet. For example, if anyone is going to search anything over the web, that policy belongs to this one, right? Yes or no? Yes. And here is Facebook. So I can easily understand this policy belongs to which client? Facebook.
Yes.
Here I will configure, like, for example, I whitelist or I allow some URL, that is Zoom, Uber, and what is anything, for
Tomato.
example, XYZ Zomato. So I allow these three URL here in this policy. Second, I will create the different policy by the name of which one? What is the name, guys? LinkedIn, right? I will create the different policy by the help of LinkedIn, and I will allow these three URL. Fine. Third, I will create one more policy and I will allow these things. Apart from this, there are multiple policy on firewall already by default configured. Fine. For example, some multiple porn websites are blocked. These are the by default policies on firewall already configured. Getting my point? For example, many entertainment sites are blocked, but multiple policies. Fine. And please remember one more thing. On firewall, whatever the policy you are configuring, policies are listed in the sequential order. What is, guys? Sequential.
Sequence lot.
For example, you create this policy. Fine. So this policy is listed on sequence number 1. Policy number 2. For example, you create the LinkedIn policy. So it will sequence number 2. It will sequence number 3 like this. Getting my point, everyone? So whenever any traffic will reach on the firewall, what firewall will do? Firewall start matching the policy from top to bottom. This is the interview question. Please remember, firewall always match the policy from top to bottom.
Bottom.
Getting my point? Why I am telling this one? See, what is the interview question here? Interview question is, for example, there is a policy number 480. On 480, you are telling, for example, translate.google.com should be blocked. And for example, you create policy number 481 and here you are telling translate.google.com should be allowed. Now tell me one thing. What happened? Whenever any traffic will come, firewall will check which policy first, 480 or 481? 480. And according to the 480 policy, what is this? Google.translate.com is blocked, na? Yes or no? Yes. So your traffic will drop according to this policy. Your firewall is not going to check 481 policy because I already told you policy always match from top to bottom. Getting my point? If firewall find something conclusive on 480 number, then firewall is not going to check 481. Getting my point, everyone? Yes or no? Yes, na?
Yes.
Yes. Why I am telling this one? I am giving you one scenario. For example, on policy number 480, what I did, I create one policy, complete TCS Google Translate block. It means according to this policy, what I am understanding According to the 480 policy, I blocked the google.translate.com for whole company. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Everyone, yes or no? Yes?
Yeah.
Now, for example, in my company, one new client came, that is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is telling me, hey, in your company, Google Translate is completely blocked. But this is my requirement. What you will do as a network administrator, you have to process it. You can't tell, in my company this is blocked, so I can't enable or I can't whitelist for you. No, for us client is everything. Yes or no? Yes, for every
Yes.
company client is everything, so we need to check his requirement. Now, for example, Kapil log in onto the firewall, and what Kapil do? Kapil create one policy. Kapil manager told him, hey, Kapil, do one thing. Just create one policy for the LinkedIn, and in this policy, just allow the google.translate.com. What Kapil did? Kapil created policy number 481, and here in this policy, Kapil allowed google.translate.com. Fine. Any doubt? Everyone. Now,
No.
for example, now here people are sitting in the LinkedIn LAN or LinkedIn network. Packet came to the firewall. What firewall will do? Firewall start checking the policy from top to bottom. So when firewall start checking from top to bottom, firewall found on 480, I already blocked this URL for complete TCS. Yes or no? Yes. So firewall is now not going to check policy number 481 that Kapil's created. Getting my point, everyone? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Now Kapil is getting, and users are starting telling to Kapil, hey, you told me you already allowed, but I'm not able to access this URL yet. What you did? Getting my point, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And this is going blocked because of this policy. That policy is created over the Kapil policy. Yes or no? Yes. So what Kapil need to do? Kapil need to create the policy just before the 480. Yes or no? Yes.
479.5.
For example, yes, Kapil can create 479. And in this policy, for example, I already told you different client have different subnet. Yes or no? Yes. For
Yes.
example, in your company, you are using 192.168.0.0 something like this /16. This is the complete network of your company. And here to Facebook, you assign this network, LinkedIn, you assign this one, and YouTube, you assign this one. So when you create the policy number 479, what you will do? You will configure, I am going to allow google.translate.com for which network? Only 192.168.2.0/24 subnet. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
So when you create the policy, you have to mention the source address as a 192.168.2.0 because you are creating this policy only for LinkedIn. Yes or no? Yes. And for example, if anyone write the source address like 192.168.0.0/16, it means according to this policy, you are telling to the firewall, hey, just allow this URL for this network, and inside this network, every network is under this network. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we can't write like this. This is the policy breach. So as a network admin, you have to be careful. You have to mention the source address only and only LinkedIn subnet. Fine. So for example, here you write the 192.168.2.0/24. And this is the policy number 479. And here you allow the translate.com. And according to the 480, here what you mention? 192.168.0.0/16. And that is block. Yes or no? Agree?
Yes,
Everyone.
sir.
Agree? Now tell me one thing. For example, packet came from the Facebook. Fine. What is the subnet? 192.168.1.0, right? Packet came onto the firewall. Firewall check. What is the network, guys? 192.168.1.0. Firewall start checking the policy. Firewall found at 479, this URL is allowed, but firewall check this policy is for which source address? That is for 192.168.2.0, not for 1.0. Yes or no? Yes,
Yes, sir.
it means this policy do not match. Now, firewall check next policy, that is 480. And according to the 480, what you are blocking? You are blocking complete network. Yes or no? Yes, it means this packet is going to drop here. But when LinkedIn will send the packet with this one, packet reach here, and when firewall will match the policy, firewall found policy number 479 match the criteria, because in 479 source address is 192.168.2.0 and I am receiving the request from this subnet. So firewall will check this policy, and according to this policy, what you did? You already allowed this URL. So Palo Alto will forward this packet towards the P or next towards the WAN network. Getting my point, everyone? Understand? Anyone?
Yes.
I am just telling you guys what is the real-time scenario. Basically, in the real-time engineer or real-time, actually, this is the same way I am working. And when you will join any company, you have to work like this. Fine,
How
everyone.
to delete any policy?
Sorry.
How to delete any policy? Means
How
480
to,
is I
yes,
want to delete.
you can delete the policy as well. You do not need to do anything. You just on when you open the dashboard of the Palo Alto, you will get on upper side there is a policy section. You just go to the policy section, there is a search box. Okay, you need to search the policy. For example, you created the policy TCS web browsing or LinkedIn. You write here this policy name. You will get the policy name policy here. Just select it, and in the tab section, in the last tab here, you will see the which one, delete option. Just click on delete, it will delete. Getting my point, everyone? Yes or no? So for
Yes, sir.
example, if you delete the 479, what will happen? This 480 will become now 479. Getting my point? Understand, everyone?
Okay.
Think like, if I delete the 479, this will be empty. No, this one, next one, 480 will become now 47. Is this clear to all of you, everyone?
Yes.
So your question was how actually the Palo Alto or how actually the firewall works. So I hope now you understand actually in the real time company how actually the firewall works. Clear, everyone?